Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It has been far too long, hasn't it? I'm so sorry. Well, we're back. Oh, now I remember where I left off. Cool. Please do not touch the statues. Okay. So there's gonna be a lot of interesting things going on here. Also, if this is your first time watching since I said the thing about me changing my PC, you're gonna notice a few quick changes. I've kind of... Actually, you know what? Can I do that? Okay, we're gonna do some experimentation right here and right now. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I know. Get this. Then properties is what I want. Is it this? Is that what it did? Yeah. Okay, so what I did there was turn my screen name and the folder goal transparent, and now it should blend better with the background. It will not be right in front of the background, but it will blend a little bit. That way people can focus more on the game, but the stuff will still be there as pretty much like watermarks, essentially. Sweet. I'm glad that worked. So did I talk already with... No, I have not talked with you. Okay, Mr. Sholmes. Might I ask what you were doing? Because, holy hell, you gave us a bit of a scare. At least I think. It's been a while. So, Madame Two Spells. Kinda on the nose there, but what do you know about her, though? So, what is this place? Madame Two Spells came to London from France 3 years ago, I understand. Oh, great. More French. As if I haven't been doing great with my French accent in Crosscode. Since she opened this little waxwork museum last year, it's enjoyed great popularity in London. There are museums like this in Japan. Oh, sorry. There are museums like this in Japan too, but these displays are something else. I mean, they aren't made from actual real people, are they? The extreme realism of these waxwork models is a particular secret of the Two Spells family, they say. They earned renown during the French Revolution for waxworks of victims of the guillotine. That sounds grim. The gruesome scenes were portrayed with such realism in the expressions of the faces of the condemned. That just sounds disturbing. Sorry, let's continue. Apparently, the sculptors would make the models directly from the corpses right there at the site of the execution. Oh crap. You're kidding me. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Yes, we're talking about executions. But that really turns my stomach. That's just one of several legends around the Two Spells family. Whether there's any truth in it, I couldn't say. But anyway, this museum houses models of famous people from all over the globe. Nevertheless, the most popular area of the museum by quite some margin is the House of Horrors. House of Horrors? Of course, visitor numbers are dwindling now as a result of the Great Exhibition, but people usually flock here to see the exhibits of some of London's most vile criminals at their gruesome work. Interesting. Naturally, most of the miscreants portrayed here were sent to the gallows, so even Stephen doubted the morals of them. I'm glad you're finding some joy in this, Sholmes. Have you heard of poor taste? Exactly. My dear fellow, the public live for poor taste. They yearn to be shocked. So, the hideous exhibits in here are... Oh, I'm an idiot. Hold. I did a bad. Also, here's a good thing. Let's put it back. There we go. I just learned two things in this totally scuffed scream. One, the game can be played with a touchscreen. And two, never move your Switch console. I don't know why I decided to pull the Switch console out of its dock, but I just did because, of course, I'm a dum-dum. Is it just me or did the temperature here just seem to drop? Anyway, I advise you not to think too deeply about what you see here. Oh, so he's back to being a waxwork, is he? I guess. What do you mean by a temporary waxwork, though, Mr. Sholmes? Exactly what you see. I'm part of the exhibits here, catching these criminals in the act. Catching them? Every half an hour, I home in a different killer in one of the displays and adopt a new pose to ensnare them. When members of the public come for a closer look, I offer them my hand to shake. For a shilling, I'll happily allow them to take a photograph with us. How much money did you make? Maybe a shilling or two? I'm sure most people would just run away scared. Us? Does he mean him and the waxwork murderers in here? But why, Mr. Sholmes? My dear fellow, isn't it obvious? For the money. Because you got to have money. Sorry, I had to cough. He really roared at me there. Very fitting for the House of Horror. As it stands, I may struggle to pay this month's rent. And I have the ravenous iris to consider. Really? I'm so hungry. Oh no! You guys, don't make me sad. They're making me sad. If push comes to shove, I shall have to ask you to do your bit, Mr. Naruhodo. Does he threaten me? Why does he threaten? What? Bah! What is he threatening to rope me into now? So, with that in mind, how about a photograph? As a special treat, you may have your pick of the murderers and scoundrels in here. The choice is yours. Maybe some other time. Remember, Miss Naruhodo, ignore me at your own peril. And back to being a waxwork again. Is it just me or did his final remark there sound a lot like a curse? I don't know. I really don't know. You are not gonna start a conversation, are you? You're just gonna sit there like an idiot. Okay. Well, what is it you'd like to ask me then? I was waiting for you to move. Bro, actually it's about Lorvin 6. Ah, our friend Mr. Reaper. How did you find him? Well, I trust. Okay, so here's this thing, and then this thing happened, and then this and that, and well, and so I feel in Mr. Sholmes in about everything I'd learned. About Lorvin 6, about Professor Hairbrain, and about the strange coincidence that they had been at the university together. Probably not so much a coincidence at this point. Just saying. Sorry if you heard this thing moving. So I'm wondering what it was that happened to make Lorvin 6 such a different person. I was sure that you know, Hurley. You said there was something going on here in this exhibit hall here. That something was afoot. And that you believe it was related to what I wanted to ask you about. Mr. Sholmes? He suddenly clammed up. That is rare. Like, treasure it, Ryunosuke. Like, he barely shuts up and you know it. Well, it seems we've reached the end of... Greetings. Oh, that's her. Okay. Hello. Where did she appear from? And what is she wearing? Could she look any more mysterious or suspicious? I hope you are appreciating my museum. Sorry, have we... Mr. Sholmes, do you know that... He is not answering, is he? Not again. My apologies. I am Esmeralda Two Spells. This is my museum of waxwork. What? You're the Madame Two Spells. If she's not guilty, she's going to become a suspect. Or maybe even a juror. We'll see. Bonsoir. So only 26 years young. Am I tired? I forgot she's French, so I want to do my best, worst French accent. Is that significant somehow? Hi, ma madame, in name only. It has a certain je ne sais quoi. Right. Firstly, I must apologize for my waxworks, or rather, one waxwork in particular. That would be Mr. Sholmes, then. He was led to believe he was a great detective, but he seems unable to settle. Next time you move for your designated exhibit, there will be toil and trouble. Oh! She's just that serious. That's a problem. What am I supposed to ask Mr. Sholmes about Lorvin 6 now? Let's not forget what Harley said before about something being afoot. Right here in the museum, I mean. Yes, I know, but... I'm so curious. I want to know what's happening here. Haven't we got enough on our plate already? Okay, fine. We'll talk to you, but before we do that... You want to see my armband? Madame, there's something I'd like to show you. Yes? What is that? I remark on it... I remark on it to myself immediately. It had been very curious since... well, it's actually the mark of a defense lawyer in the Empire of Japan. Oh, cool dommage. Not quite as interesting as I'd hope. What exactly were you expecting from an armband? Sheesh. Okay, fine. Let's talk about stuff. The waxworks, your whole life's work up until now. Also, you're 26, which means you're still very young. Which means you have a whole life. I wonder what you're going to do with the rest. Everything else. So, did you make all these waxworks, Madame Two Spells? I did. I am the third generation of waxworks artisans, you know. Gosh! It was my grandmother who began the tradition in my family. Her fortunes were checkered, living through the turbulent times of the French Revolution as she did. So that is when she acquires a savoir-faire that leads to the astonishing lifelikeliness. All these waxworks really do look as though they're alive. In fact, they look more alive than Hurley. Oh boy, I am kind of concerned. Just saying. What you see here represents the most atrocious of London's criminal past. All these waxworks were created in the presence of the real people in which they are modeled. In the hours immediately following their executions. Thus, it's a secret to the extraordinary lifelikeness. Sounds terrifying. Also, please don't tell me anymore, please. All walks of life have similar challenges, I'm sure. Sorry, was that? Wait, was that? Oh yeah, that was two spells, sorry. To carry out one straight path to excellence, one must go to extraordinary lengths. My exhibits are a reflection of society. I create only that which the public wishes to see. You know the sad part about this is that I'm gonna have to do this voice as much as possible because she's probably gonna be in court, whether as a witness or as a juror. Ugh. Why couldn't the public have wished for something less horrifying? I know. Do not fear. Sorry? This room is the only one in the museum with such a macabre theme. I do hope to explore. There are models of famous singers, actors, politicians. Something for every trade, I hope. It was Iris who dragged me straight in here, come to think of it. Sorry, perhaps I should have eased you into things. Thank you, Iris. Thank you so much. So what's the situation with, that? Ah, my temporary waxwork mother. He approached me some days ago, you see, with a business proposal. Oh, what sort of proposal? My dear madame, what this bar's exhibit need is the addition of a world-famous great detective. Oh, words to that effect? No, I totally believe you. Knowing Sholmes, that's exactly what he said. Naturally, I am well aware that Mr. Sholmes is widely known in London as a talented detective. It's great detective, actually. He's very particular about that. Yes, the creme, little creme. So I was keen to come to some arrangement with him, of course. But sadly, we were unable to agree terms. Let me guess, someone wanted to charge an exorbitant price for his services. For a mere £500, I will dive into your cauldron wax this very moment. 500 £500? In that era, that would have been a little too much. Oh, boss, does that effect? Mr. Jones might have overdone it slightly with the sales pitch. Regrettably, the museum has a shortage of funds at the moment, due to unforeseen circumstances. So we came to the current arrangement instead. Surely he doesn't really need to do what he's doing though, does he? I would think not, but he was very insistent. Oh, here we go again. I have a 50 shilling problem that must be resolved by the morning. Oh, worse to that effect. So he's 50 shillings in debt at least, and he needs money for as soon as possible, so he decided to become a wax figure, a temporary wax figure, to make his money back. My boy. How? It's a pawnbroker, that's what it is. He must have something to redeem. Okay, no, sorry. This case is after the It's always a pawnbroker, isn't it? Freaking pawnbrokers. Nothing good happens in those places, I think. At least in this game. Is the consulting detective's work not going well? Not going so well? Okay. So let's finally figure out what's afoot here. I wonder, could I ask you something? Bonsoir? I'm just curious. Is anything going on in the museum at the moment? Some kind of incident, perhaps? Dear?
Whoever suggested such a thing to you?
Oh, well, it was this your temporary waxwork over there who mentioned it to me a little, and he's not there anymore. Of course he's not. Ah, he's disappeared. Of course he's not there. Freaking hell. Give me a second, guys. A wax model is a work of art, not some trotty object for trade. Wait, who said that? Of course it's you. There you are, you little punk. Sheesh. Stop scaring me like that. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. There we go. There you are.
Leaving the exhibit again will you still be walking? Do you wish to be melted down?
My dear Madame Tuspels, save your reprimands. There are more pressing concerns. The wax can wait. It's your ideas. It's our ideas about your current problem we must throw into the melting pot instead. What is he talking about? Personally, I would advise you not to involve the police.
Why ever not?
She's turned as white as a sheet. What is going on here? Because you have at your disposal a great detective, whose services you may employ for a mere 50 shillings. Ha ha ha, you're trying to like... Are you seriously trying to like... What are you doing? Don't blackmail your employer. That's kind of stupid. Also, tell me more. Though please be aware that I prefer no. I insist upon payment in advance.
Very well. Let us see if our great detective is able to live up to his name, shall we?
Oui. Before I engage in my analytical process, I must ask you to clarify something. What, pray, is behind the curtain? I was about to check that out, though.
That is to spell special exhibit. There is an extra charge to see it.
Ah, this special exhibit in the House of Horrors. He must have picked a special killer then, I presume. Will you be so kind as to draw back the curtain, I wonder?
Absolutely none. There is nothing amiss behind there.
Nothing amiss, madame. What about the arm protruding ominously from under the curtain? I know I haven't checked it yet, but believe me, I wanted to so much. That's right. That was not what I wanted to say. My gosh, I need some water. I strongly encourage you to allow me to see what lies beyond before the situation worsens. What are you gonna say to that?
Yes, very well. I will draw back the curtains, but only as Sukon.
That's not what I want to do. Come on. I must confess, I peeked behind the curtain earlier. The two-spell special exhibit is a very bleak graveyard indeed. And yet, somewhat surprisingly, the waxwork killer is nowhere to be seen. What does strike one, however? is the portly gentleman lying peacefully on his back on the floor. Okay, so there's no blood, so this is not a murder. I think somebody just fainted. I hope. Because I'm not good for poisoning again, just saying. Well, then perhaps Mr. Sholmes, that man on the floor is the ruthless killer himself? Right, no, my dear fellow. He's a perfectly ordinary London gentleman. Not even of waxwork, in fact. What? As skillfully made as these waxworks are, they are always distinguishable from real humans. So, allow me to present my two conclusions. The first is that sizable business transaction has been taking place in this special exhibit. Why would you say that? And the second is that the aforementioned transaction is linked to a serious crime. She looks as pale as a candle wax. I get it. Ha ha. I don't understand. So, Madame Two Spells, as you've agreed to my fee, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work. Okay, let's do this. A great deduction. Oh, I'm so in for it. Let's do this. So first conclusion. To begin with, we must ask ourselves, what exactly is afoot here in this museum? The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding from your bag. Wait, I didn't notice the money. What the heck? In my estimation, some 200 pounds. What? That is all my own money. So what does this large sum of money reveal? Ah, not as much as the involuntary glance you cast, it would seem, Madame Two Spells. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed in that public notice. I'm not so sure about that one, Sholmes. Waxwork for sale? Your business has hit hard times, it would seem. In short, you sold the infamous killer, the centerpiece of your central exhibit, for the sum of 200 pounds. You know what? I know he's off the mark because that's gameplay, obviously. But is he that off the mark? None! Now, let us explore the next curiosity in which you are presented. With which you are presented. Who is the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor? It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock, the cause of which is clearly known to you. No, sorry. Unfortunately, madame, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the 200 pounds. What? Do you think that she hit him with the 200 pounds? Monies, bills? It would appear that you twisted this gentleman around with your little finger most effectively. What are you suggesting? He rashly agreed to purchase the waxwork for the sum of 200 pounds. Only when he came to hand the money over, it did occur to him that an extortionate amount of money he was paying. Impossible! I know! Right? So now we're talking about extortions and stuff. Sheesh. But the money was no longer in his hands. And the result, the scene we see before us. He collapsed in shock. Yes, the killer in this special exhibit has a killer price. We can only pray that this gentleman's dreams are not plagued with regret. So the conclusion is sold for cash? That's it? What is wrong with you, buddy? The question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let us consider the problem for a moment. You cannot possibly... What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there. What? That is a statue! Who is this fellow? And to find the answer, we need only to observe the neckerchief. I don't think the neckerchief has anything to do with... Oh my god, you! Such as is worn by the policeman, a secret sign to fellow members of the force that a crime is being perpetrated. What? Yes, this young man is an undercover policeman, currently investigating this museum. I know him well, in fact. Is Sergeant John Clay. The pawns, they fit me and I fit well. See? Get it? Because it's a wax museum, clay and all that stuff. Get it?
What are you talking about?
The man's quite a celebrity. He's received triple accolades at last year's Policing Awards.
But...
Next, we turn our attention to the old man beside him with a particularly unsightly visage. I've been watching closely and he hasn't moved a muscle, almost in fact, as if he were a waxwork. Maybe because it is? I mean, it's obvious that this is a recreation of one of our past cases. That's the sleepy policeman, don't you remember?
But you...
Your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madame. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe. Sorry, press the wrong button again. Frick, I completely forgot. I was about to do it and then I don't know what happened that I stopped. I forgot to do the whole thing myself. Where is the thing? You know, it's not too late. It's still 43 minutes in, and I do plan to stream for another hour and a half at least, so... Don't worry, I will fix things. Make sure that people actually are seeing me. Somebody, I guess. I know. I know. Oh my gosh. What? Anyway, shall we continue? Okay. Okay, where's my controller? Damn it. The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious price tag. Did something happen? That's why you were not here? Anyway, let's move on. Okay, fine, don't tell me. Keep your secrets. Rupens, a tragically low price, I might add. Though perhaps the going rate for aging waxworks is riddled with cracks. And yet you sold it to the portly gentleman for an exorbitant £200. The sort of plucky behavior that's sure to attract the attention of Scotland Yard. Isn't that so, madame? I do not... Yes, the waxwork you sold has already been seized by the police and remains in their custody as we speak. The old man must be reunited with his grave in the special exhibit, and not a moment too soon. I think you are not quite right there, buddy. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' special deduction of this horrifying puzzle. I have several questions and they mostly start with why. Dude, what's wrong? She is ready to wax them. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. That is Oh, don't worry about it. But again, I keep saying I need to talk to you to know more about your schedule, and I put it off. Like I should probably like be more aware about what your schedule is at least a little bit. Okay. Quick question. Would starting these streams earlier work for you? Work better for you? Or later? That's just a question. Well, it could, for all intents and purposes, it's lava, it's wax, essentially. I see you, I stone you all into silence. You have, Hurley. You have. And you've obviously upset this young lady in the process. Her cauldron looks awfully hot. If I could just bring up 1 point, Mr. Sholmes. Just one. Ah, the notorious Naruhodo's 1 point. I'm all ears, my dear fellow. So according to your deduction, then the special exhibit featured this old policeman. So that would mean that he's the particularly ruthless murderer, wouldn't it? The killer policeman, Ottermore. Sorry? It was a mysterious series of murders that rattled the capital only last year, before you got here. The police rushed the scene every time, only to find the culprit had already disappeared into the ether. And it turned out that the culprit was a policeman himself, senior officer by the name of Ottermole. So you mean that's who the sinister-looking old man is supposed to be? Indeed. It's a particular green fresh, isn't it? This time, who you just stream is fine. The other, presumably 2 p.m. is off-putting. So, okay. Let me see if I can get this right, and let me see if I can say this as clearly as possible. These streams, this time of day, this particular time of day, when I start these streams, because I started this stream an hour ago, this time is good enough for you. It's the other streams that I do at the other time, those are not so good for you. I want to make sure because I want to make sure that you can catch the streams because you seem to be enjoying it. Okay. Very well. Then you're not gonna like the fact that I'm, for reasons beyond my control, the next Ace Attorney stream is gonna be at the other time on Thursday. Please don't kill me. Unforgettable, in fact, yes. I remember that odious countenance only too well. But is 200 pounds a lot of money for a wax model? It would be enough to afford one of the latest steam carriages. If that puts things in perspective. I mean... okay, I'll think about it, because if I can shuffle things around... then I can come back to the usual time. But, look, if I stream Ace Attorney on Thursday at the usual time, it's gonna be a small stream. It would be a 40 to 50 minute stream. But, you know, I usually like to take my time with Ace Attorney games. Otherwise, yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't want to. I don't want you to feel neglected. If you understand. I'm totally not eating a shit while talking. Yeah, let's move on then. So, it is quite a lot then. Is there anything else you wish to add before I melt you down? The bubbling wax is looking more and more ominous. The smell of all that melting wax is starting to worry me. Mr. Sholmes did more or less just accuse her to her face, so, I might have to call on your assistance here, Iris, if that's alright. To make some minor corrections to the Great Detective's great deductions. Of course it's alright. We'll soon set things straight. Well, let's get started then, shall we? Before Madame Two Spells vents her anger. Just as I was waiting to hear, my dear fellow. So, Madame Two Spells, in accordance with our agreement, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit work at work. You said that already. Just put your stream and pimp yourself. I will do it. I will definitely get my get on the habit of doing that like a half hour before starting. To begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. We already did this. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding so hopefully from your back. My submission is some 200 pounds. That... okay, that's all my own money. I should just speed along this because we already seen this. So what does this large sum of money reveal? Ah, not as much as the involuntary glance you cast. It would seem, Madame Two Spells. Yes, the answer lies in you where your eyes now fall. The significance of 200 pounds is revealed in that public notice. Okay, stop right there, buddy. Stop right there. She definitely look in this direction, it's true. But I'm not sure she'd sell any of her waxworks even for 200 pounds. Oh? She must pour her heart and soul into making them. Then you think? Over and above the wax. And if it were me, I wouldn't sell them for anything. For that much money, I would, but sounds like that makes me a bad person. I mean, if you make stuff just to sell it, then it's not a problem. It's just, you know, whatever you do. Well, anyway, I wonder if the 200 pounds could have some significance. Let's follow the verdict glance again and see if there's anything else that can explain it. Okay, so... Oh, what the hell is this? Okay. What's that now doing pinned on the wall there? Oh, yes, let's see. Dear Madame Two Spells, we've taken the prisoner from this room. The price for his safe return is 200 pounds? Have the money ready by noon on October 23rd. What day is it today on the game? What? Now that I want to press the correct... Oh, I can't? This is just like sort of thing that's behind when someone is kidnapped. Hey. Ransom note, buddy. Yes, it's a ransom note. Exactly. Ransom note. So this has to be it. So the significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that ransom note. Ah, quite so. And we must congratulate these criminals on their inventiveness, abducting a waxwork. 200 pounds is no small random fee, yet you clearly intend to pay it. The matter in question has a special importance. I put together all the money I have. In summary then, the 200 pounds you have in your handbag is ransom money. Now, let us explore the next curiosity in which we are with which we are presented. Sorry. So, who's the portly gentleman who so peacefully on the floor? It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock, the cause of which is clearly known to you. For the madame, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. Come on, tell me. What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the 200 Okay, hold up there. Something tells me the money is not the problem, because we already ascertained that the money cannot be the problem here. At least not in this point. So if the waxwork was kidnapped, where does that leave us in terms of who this man is? We can just ask him when he comes around. I think the point of this exercise is to understand the beauty of the deduction process, Iris. Yes, you're right. Early's trying so hard, we mustn't let him down. Well, there's little doubt that he suffered a shock. That much seems clear. But, in that case, that was Madame Two Spells trying to hide. Okay, let's have a closer look. So what are you trying to hide? I can't see very well. What could she be trying to hide? Hold up. She seems to be... Yeah. This is just Madame Two Spells' right hand, isn't it? Yes, it must be. I can clearly see her left hand after all. Oh, but wait a minute. This is a left hand as... Madame Two Spells has two left hands? This is a left hand as well, look. Don't say such creepy things, Iris, please. And it seems very stiff too. In fact, it's really hard. You're 10! Iris, you are 10! Did you mean... It's made of wax, right? So this is a hand where... Wait. Yo. Oh my gosh, were you getting raided? I don't know why my notifications are not going up, but hey, raiders, how are you doing? Rainian VT is raiding with a party of 5. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Hey everybody, we are just trying to figure out why this old witch lady has two left hands. Welcome, welcome. I am Chidu. I am trying my best to be a good streamer and having a good schedule, but of course work will not allow it. Anyway, we are playing The Greatest Attorney, and let me see if this works. Let me see if this works. Rain. Let's see if this works. Oh, okay, so go show Serenian VT some love. They were playing Genshin Impact. You know, I played a good chunk of Genshin Impact when it came out at first. I haven't touched it that much since, but I've seen all the updates and it actually looks pretty fun. I might want to pick it up sometime soon, but it's I mean, I would play it for my own on my own. It wouldn't be one of those games I would stream. It would be more of those games I just play on my own and just chill with. But hey, by all means, you and all the raiders are welcome to stick around. And let's just talk about this little extra hand that I see in the back. So, what dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, that waxwork hand. And yes, I know it's fun. I know it's really fun. I just haven't played it in a long while, partially because my PC was giving me issues. Now they're fixed, and I'm slowly getting back into some of the games that I had to delete because of stuff. Indeed, with a solid waxwork limb, one could deliver a very substantial blow. How could you? The hand protruding from the bottom of your cape? It ought to be a right hand, but in closer inspection reveals it is in fact a left hand. and someone masculine as well. In other words, it does not belong to you, madame. It is the hand of a waxwork model. Oh my gosh! Some of the visitors to the museum can be troublesome. They meddle with the exhibits and cause damage. So you mean that arm? Oh yeah, your computer issue. Yeah, no problems. I will bring it up from time to time, but honestly, it's all better. It's all fine. Over time, I will make sure everything is just as it was before, but for now, everything it's perfect. So you mean that arm? Yes, this gentleman saw fit to try and remove it as a souvenir. Oh. No small keepsake. Like taking a whole branch from a cherry tree when you go to view the blossoms. Who takes a whole branch from a tree? Well, you know, weird people, that's who. I'm afraid I had to teach them on a lesson. You confronted the man and tried to take the arm back. And the result, the scene we see before us. He was knocked unconscious. A point we may need to revisit later, but for the time being, we have our conclusion. Yes, the killer in this special exhibit has been kidnapped. Okay, so now we know that the exhibit we need to find has been kidnapped. Wait, no. I've totally been. Oh my gosh, this is not even the case. Oh my gosh. The question arises then, what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let us consider the problem for a moment. You cannot possibly... What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only to observe the neckerchief. And here we go. Again with some of the problems with this piece of work. According to Mr. Sholmes, the yellow neckerchief is assigned to other policemen that some crime is underway. A way of communicating with his colleagues without revealing his identity, yes. It's a secret that's closely guarded by Scotland Yard. And he's just blathering about. I know. That Mr. Sholmes didn't hesitate to give away. I know. Well, uncovering secrets is in any true detective's nature, of course. Right. Anyway, judging from Madame Two-Spell's reaction to Mr. Sholmes' deduction, I think perhaps we might not have identified the man quite correctly. Okay, so what? Oh! Hi! You're missing an arm? What the? This man has a stub sticking out of his shoulder where his arm should be. Well, that settles it then. Right, this isn't a real person at all. Unless he's like, he has like a wooden arm or something, maybe. His entire arm's been ripped off from the shoulder down. His arm's been... Of course, that ties in with what we just found. Okay, so let's talk about this shoulder stub. So who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need to only to observe his shoulder stub. Ah, no such boneless human walks this earth. Of that, I can assure you. Pfft, shows how much you know by Mr. Sholmes. In other words, the man standing here, the young Sergeant John Clay, is in fact defying all odds, a waxwork model. I seem to remember it was you who concluded he was a real person in the first place, Mr. Sholmes. He has become quite a celebrity in London, being the winner of no less than 3 policing awards last year. I simply had to make a model of the man. Naturally, what other explanation could there be? I don't know, the crackpot theory you just concocted not 10 minutes ago, you idiot! Why do we keep talking to Mr. Sholmes? And it was this detective's arm that was pulled off by the man on the floor in the special exhibit, wasn't it? Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with a particularly unsightly visage. I've been watching closely, and he hasn't moved a muscle, almost in fact as if he were a waxwork. Don't tell me he's actually a real I just noticed this. This could easily be a real person. And what gives it away is the handkerchief. Ah, but you... Your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madame. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe. The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious price tag. Killer policeman Carl Ottermole, was it? Was he well known? It was all over the papers last year, but I can't say I know what he looked like. It's a very low price though. £3 isn't much money. Only enough for a few measly hours of gas in Mr. Garridas's delightful lodgings, in fact. Yay! Let's talk about Mr. Garridas's stuff again. So this is the special killer taken from this special exhibit, is it? The waxwork that somebody stole from the museum and tried to ransom for £200? Is this crusty... Sorry. Is this crusty old killer policeman Ottermole? Really? Perhaps we should have a good look around again and see if another idea crops up. No, he's just mistaking it. He's just mistaken, you know. This is just an actual policeman just like taking a nap here. Okay, so let's look around. You saw that, didn't you? You just saw that. Um, but yes, we are on Twitch. Thank you. Thank you for let us know. Thank you for letting us know, game. Look at this. The old man's tapping his foot like crazy. He seems to be fast asleep though. He's not tapping his foot consciously then? So you mean... I mean, this could be Morse code, you don't know. It must be a Twitch. Never mind that, the point is waxworks don't tap their feet. Or Twitch. And look at his arm too. We've seen a scarf like that somewhere else around here, haven't we? Yeah, that was what I wanted to check this too. Scarf on the arm. I don't believe it. The secret sign that lets out the detectives know some criminal activity is underway. Yes, it's a slightly strange choice of outfit. What do you mean he can't Twitch? We're on Twitch! Of course! Oh, what was it I wanted to do? There we are. Okay, dude. He must be a detective disguised as a policeman. Iris? Detectives are policemen. I know this is a little difficult for you to wrap your mind around, but it's true. Okay, dear? Thank you. Or a detective disguised as a waxwork model of a policeman. There we go, thank you. He doesn't look like he's clever enough to think of something like that, though. Perhaps you should try to be a little bit more polite about him, Iris. Your ad bot is telling me to buy crafted materials. What should I do? Oh my gosh, I should have told you. Yesterday while I was at work, there was this these friends that came in, not friends, co-workers, yeah, but friends as well. They showed me some Pokeballs that they made, they needed themselves, and they're selling them for $6. And I'm like, I mean, they're nifty, but I don't think I want to sell them for $6. So I want to buy them for $6. Like, maybe you should, like, you know, do something about that. Just saying. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh, we already checked this. I'm an idiot. Comes into my room through muffled cries. It's covering yarn. Yeah, let's talk about this Twitch. Let's talk about Twitch first. The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious Twitch. Even the most realistic waxworks do not exhibit a Twitch, and we are not in the era of animatronics, please. But we are in Twitch. Thank you, Death Dude. Very cool. In other words, the splendid old man is in fact a genuine member of Scotland Yard. Are we in his Okay, you know what? The stream is over. Windy killed it. We have I have nothing more to say. Thank you, Windy. The stream is just 10. Damn you, Win. Slightly shifting in your choice of adjectives, then. I'm like... I mean, Windy is unexpectedly good. It's just that, you know, she's just good in the bad stuff. And don't you deny it. And there you have it. Well, Madam Two Spells? Well, what? It was me who contacted the police and demanded that someone come in the first place. He is clearly fatigued. He is sound asleep. But then, what's this tag about showing a price of 3 pence? No doubt the price tag of the muffler, which the old Bobby purchased recently at a local market. Oh, of course. And I presume you observed the scarf tied around his arm. Does that not strike you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, the secret sign used by detectives to show that some criminal activity is currently underway. Please stop shouting it out, it's supposed to be a secret! Of course, because as you know, there has been just such a criminal activity happening here. As you deduced from the very beginning, detective. So, it would seem that we finally arrive at the truth. The waxwork of the waxwork of the especially ruthless killer from the special exhibit has been kidnapped. Okay, and Scotland Yard are already investigating. But the model's whereabouts remain a mystery. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle. Yes, because we help you, buddy. Looks at the victim. Poor victim. Elementary. Okay. Sorry about that. All sorts of people visit my museum here. Expected screams. This isn't a horror game, you know. Men, women, young and old. Sometimes they drop in for a short time on the way back from the pub. I welcome them all. But if anyone tries to damage my exhibits, I do not take it lightly. Anyway, doesn't get it at this point. Your great deductions was even more something that I have been led to believe. It was a pleasure, my dear madame. I'm gratified that you enjoyed the spectacle. Boy, she's a witch. I wouldn't mess with her. I mean, she's a witch with a cauldron full of hot wax. Would you want to mess with that? Not me. Man. His attorney spoiled me with the screams. Okay, I'll give you a scream. Ah! Just kidding. And as for your rough customer, I've no doubt he'll regain consciousness surely and return home. I think we need a wax, Sholmes. Believe me, the witch here is trying. But Sholmes won't, like, be the mold for some reason. Won't allow himself to be the mold. What concerns me more, one button, sorry, is the waxwork from the special display, if it was indeed genuinely abducted. Not you and not that guy who screams. What? Don't you like my screams? Ow. Oh. Damn it. Sorry. Ow, ow, ow. That was my back. There we go. Much better. Gosh. I am so sorry. That happens when you get old. Yes.
Tragically, it was.
Pain screams death. I'm not dying yet!
Then...
I am not going to lose in court. I will never lose in court. Never! Then I would ask you to recount to us the events surrounding the stolen waxwork. In as much detail as possible, if you please.
Very well. But after I've told you what I know, I must insist that you return to your work.
Poor Sholmes. The talents of a great detective will be put to better use, but I feel, but as you wish. And now he's a waxwork again. That's why I got disappointed. Shame. Two-Spell didn't... That's okay. I feel that this isn't the last we're gonna see of Two-Spell. Okay, tell us. You have to tell us more. Tell us more about the stolen waxwork, please.
It was some days ago, when I came in here one morning. I immediately noticed that a waxwork was missing from the special exhibit here. It is your most prominent display, so that's why the curtains were closed. And I found a ransom note in its place. The culprit must have broken in during the night.
Okay, the culprit must have broken in during the night and taken it then.
So, this waxwork was stolen. It was a model of some horrible criminal, I suppose.
Tell us.
Of a particular horrible crime. A particular horrible criminal, in fact. A killer who left a more profound scar in society than any other, I would say. The Professor.
The Professor? Not a name I've heard of. So, Mr. Naruhodo, it seems the circle is complete. What? Oh, I'm sorry. You meant that this case was supposed to be related to the case that we're actually investigating because we got horrifically sidetracked. We're supposed to be investigating a murder and defending our client. How is this related to that, boy? Sorry?
The Professor case happened around the time I was born, didn't it?
Indeed it did, Iris. 10 years ago, a series of murders that rocked the capital. 10 years ago? Yes, at exactly the time that Baruch Van Six graduated from university, in fact. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now this is starting to make sense. What? Surely he's not saying...
So the big event that changed Mr. Reaper's life.
It was a murder. Oh no. As you summarize, it was the professor case. Who was this professor then? Now you need to tell me. Oh, I don't care. Whoever wants to tell me, who's this professor?
It was a series of gruesome murders. And had all London creep in terror a decade ago. After 5 victims were killed, the man was arrested and put to death.
And now he's immortalized here in wax for all Londoners to admire and enjoy. Though, of course, he happens to be absent at present on account of the abduction. I feel that this professor is indeed related to the ass man. Okay, the problem is how? But I don't understand. How is this all related to Lorven 6? Asman was jealous of the booty. We need to look at that Professor Wax body. We need to look at it to compare. Okay, you must first understand, my dear fellow, why is it that the professor earned such infamy? It was due to the victims he shows. Some of Whitehall's finest. Oh, so he struck the rich folk. Okay, that's fine by me. What do you mean, Hurley? Those murdered by the professor were some of the highest members of British aristocracy. Members of the nobility, even royalty. It sent shockwaves throughout the country's administration. But if you kill the rich, what did you give to the poor? Nothing! You take from the rich and give to yourself. Oh wait, did I say that out loud? Sorry, I'm sorry. Members of the... Oh wait, of course! What Professor Hairbrain said. Lorven 6 is from a family with noble blood. Ah, it comes together. Oh my god! The picture in Lorven 6 study. That has to be somebody related to Lorven 6, obviously, because it's not himself. He was killed by the professor, wasn't he? Noble of vampires, of course. That guy was killed by the professor, and the professor killed him with a silver stake. Ah. Oh gosh. It was the fifth victim that led to the professor's arrest. The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the... Oh, sorry. The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the name of Clint Van Six. No. No, I don't believe it. Van Six? Yep. I'm sure you can piece together the rest for yourself. In the wake of his older brother's murder, the young Baroque pursued a career as a prosecutor, and eventually became the Reaper we know today. Oh my god. I had no idea Lorven 6 had such a tragic past. Well, I'm afraid that's all I can say on the matter. For the time being, at least. Oh, come on, spill the tea, spill the tea, honey. We're in on it. You can't stop right there in the middle of the story. That's like me just like ending the stream right now and saying, well, we're done here. See you guys later. No, I'm not ending the stream right now. After all, I have work to do. As a waxwork assistant. Damn you! Ah, fine. Do your thing. I am afraid I shall have to excuse myself as well. Oh, yes, of course. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. So, she might come back as a witness, but I don't see her being a juror. Or even being a suspect. She's not a suspect right now. On my side, it feels like... At least in a different way, I'm not watching. Don't worry. Okay, so what do we know as of now? Well, none of the pretext scenarios I've been analyzing involve you coming to visit. Oh. Who are we talking about to here? None of the previous scenarios I've been analyzing involve you coming to visit me here. Oh. It's been too long.
It really has. And delighted to see you, Bardock.
It's been 10 years. And here we are, meeting in a prison, of all places.
I can't forgive myself for what happened to Mr. Asman. I just can't. I still can't believe it could happen.
Tomorrow, the court will decide.
Yes. I have a young Eastern man acting up for my defense. He seems reliable enough, though.
Oh my god.
It was an accident. A terrible accident. He assures me he can prove it.
I must warn you.
Oh, I know. I've heard already. You're gonna be prosecuted, aren't you?
Yes.
Since I returned to England, I've heard lots of stories. Bardock, are you really?
What?
Never mind. I know that you have my best interests at heart.
My friend is on trial. I couldn't entrust it to anyone else.
Of course, I fully understand.
Oh, this case is gonna be very personal. Van Sick's friend, and this could relate to the professor, the killer who killed Van Sick's brother. This is gonna be very, very, very personal for Van Sick's. This could be the breakout case we've been waiting for when it comes to learning more about Van Sick's.
Thank you, Bardock.
Until tomorrow, then. I'll see you in court.
Oh, we will try. We will try. And that ends this part of the case of the investigation. This ends the investigation.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna save exactly where we were. Now, since it's not yet been 2 hours, let's just continue on. Because we're finally getting into the part where I need a lot of water. Because I need a lot of water. I need a lot of water. I can't believe it. It's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in court. And now here I am, back at the Old Bailey. Yeah, it feels short. I know it does. I'll be going for at least another half hour, which I don't know how far it will take me, but we'll see.
Ah, Mr. Naruhodo.
Good morning, Professor Hairbrain.
I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. The atmospheric pressure in here is off the charts. I never felt anything like it. It's crushing me.
I feel it every time I'm here. That gravity.
Well, this is Britain's highest court. But are you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure?
I think it's probably all in the mind.
Yes, well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm counting on you in today's trial to save my life. To save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine from being made public.
Yes, I understand. I know what I have to do. I have to establish that the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident. It's probably not gonna be that easy though. Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about really. Justice will prevail. Who's talking? My commiserations, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have been lumbered with the most tiresome case here. Of course it's you. Mr. Sholmes, I didn't expect to see you here.
That was very mean, Bruno, leaving me alone at home with Hurley. It took me at least an hour to wake him.
Are you? Sholmes? Sorry, I almost get. Indeed, sir, I am he. Sherlock Sholmes. It's almost like he's announcing himself for like a wrestling match. Sherlock Sholmes. You're not making me see. Yeah, I know. Oh, I've heard all about your exploits, even whilst living in Germany.
Ah, yes. Rand's magazine is on sale in Germany, too. This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction in The Adventure of the Silver Blaze was wonderful.
Ah, yes, a memorable case indeed. It concerned a snake, I seem to recall.
No, that's the Speckled Band.
Thank you for coming. I do appreciate your support. I'm sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay. Oh? I have urgent business at Madame Two-Spells. Oh, you mean your waxwork job? No, the waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has engaged my services. Well, at least that's money you're making. So you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note, are you? The week's wages depend on it. Us does the safe return of the waxwork, naturally. I'm glad to see that Mr. Sholmes' priorities are set very straight. As such, I intend to give it my undivided attention. Oh, well, never mind then. I understand. Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be as easy as proverbial pie. Please don't say pie, you're making me hungry. I shall return forthwith. For until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description. Damn it, you're making me hungry! And sad!
Oh, then you must absolutely give it your full attention, Hurley.
Quite, Iris, quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know. Whenever I give something my full attention, I have a quite insatiable desire for pie. Oh my god, you had to bring up the color. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. It could be the symbols are similar, but I don't know. Also, right? He's making us hungry all over again. I'm gonna eat something once I'm done here, that's for sure. One of the universe's intractable mysteries, you might say. Oh, yes, quite. Definitely. Absolutely. I totally understand. Is someone a little starstruck? I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Hairbrain. Why, thank you. Before I depart, Mr. Naruhodo, a word in your ear, if you please. Huh? What's this about? As you may have remarkably little ground in science, I feel ought to inform you. As compelling as this super high voltage instantaneous kinesis hypothesis may be, a practical implementation, such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition, is quite impossible. No, don't say that, please. I do not want to think of Mr. Sholmes whispering sweet nothings into my ear. No. Thank you, but no. But the professor in the demonstration was a success. Yes, it would appear that he fervently believes it was.
I've read Professor Bunnybrain's paper about it too, Bruno. And I have to say, I'm sure it can't be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically.
So he's completely barking up the wrong tree. But how could an experiment that had no possibility of succeeding in fact succeed? That's contradictory. Oh, the ass man is not gonna leave me until I finish this case, is he? Don't wanna go there. Believe me, I do not want to go anywhere near the ass man either. And it's that contradiction that will be at the heart of the trial. I have no doubt. What's that supposed to mean? Now, I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, my dear fellow.
See you later, Hurley. Well, it looks like you're on your own today, Reno. But chin up. You can do it.
Oh, what about you, Iris?
No, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do.
Finally. I see.
It's gonna be a big surprise for you. But when you find out what it is...
That sounds ominous. Defense for the defense, counsel for the defense, and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Make your way into the courtroom at once. Run away. Yep. I thought she was gonna be beside us, but I guess not. An experiment that the laws of science can't possibly succeed. And a scientist who's convinced that it did. That's the riddle you have to unlock here, Ryunosuke. That's the key to this case. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do it. Okay, so this is the 23rd of October, 19 AM at the Old Bailey. Welcome back. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are sitting today for the public trial of Professor Albert Herbrain. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. I'm 6 months out of practice. And what's more... Oh, don't make me sad! Damn it! I'm without Susato-san today. Oh, it's just my imagination, or does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual? So, I must say I recollect the victim of this case all too well. Mr. Odie Assman. Yep. Damn it. Mr. Assman was well known as a financier, but that was merely as a font for his diverse criminal activities. It was only a month ago that the man appeared in court persecuted by you, Lord Van Six. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty. Because every member of the jury had been bribed by the sound of it. Oh, she isn't here? Turns in the middle down, trying not to cry. You know the meme. Lays down, tries not to cry, cries a lot. I'm sure we'll see Susato-san soon, but not today. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go to extreme lengths to keep their freedom. I mean, that's rich people in general. But 2 days ago, on the 21st of October, Mr. Assman met his end. The work of the Reaper, was it? He's like, please try to keep my mouth away from this crime. if that is how your lordship would describe divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Asman's death was a direct result of the actions of the accused, Professor Herbrand. Very well, then. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people. Are the 6 of you ready to fulfill your societal duty? I'm most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord. To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine. Science experiments, magic, conjuring tricks, courtroom trials are all nothing more than performances. And the spirit scholars that defies the reputation of those science deserves to hang.
We ought to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence and let's settle on one. That's it, isn't it?
Huh. And who the hell are you? All right, hold up. We've seen you before, haven't we? Oh. I wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all. It's the guy with the Twitch. Quick. Okay, so policeman, give me your Twitch handle then. We'll follow each other, huh? Oh, not that type of Twitch. Oh, I see. Okay. Fine. That's a police killer Ottermore lookalike. Again. And he's as exhausted as ever, it seems. Twitch moment. Yep. Twitch moment indeed. Now, as I'm sure you all are aware, the incident we are here to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition shortly after its opening. Though the death toll could have been far worse, with the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Thank goodness. Sorry, cough. Nevertheless, the dream of the science being exhibited rapidly turned to a nightmare for the spectators. A tragic turn of events, and such the eyes of all London, no, the whole world will be on this trial. It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel. Conclusion, sorry. So, your opening statement, please, Lord Van Six. At the heart of this incident is a technology never before demonstrated anywhere in the world. One of science's latest developments, I take it. The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage. The fat one is dead and replaced. I mean, if we must do. And those two presume lost in the motorboating case. The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as super high voltage instantaneous kinesis. Good lord! It's designed to disassemble human subjects using an extremely high voltage electricity and beam them instantly to another location where they are subsequently reassembled. You know what? There was a comic I read the other day about something similar to this, where somebody got teleported from one area to the next. The only logical case of new characters, of course. But this comic, what happened was, in order to transport somebody from like one place to another, what they did was they cloned the other character, the person, to the other place, and then the original version just got disintegrated. And it was like so like traumatic for the person watching it happen that they just nope right out of there. I should find that comic again. It was very recent though. Is such a thing even within the realms of possibility? Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure. There's assembling people with electricity. My goodness, how shocking. Ha! The whole idea is absurd. The hypothesis will never stand up to scrutiny. Sir, I believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field. I am, and my word in the matter can be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock. So this expert and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It's impossible. What is the prosecution's view on the matter? The prosecution would assert that the accused instantaneous kinesis demonstration was what? I'm sorry, what? Oh, I get it. I get it. I get why he's saying that. I get why he's saying that. This case just became very interesting. Lorven 6 is going up to bat for his friend. Hairbrain says the experiment was a success. So Vin 6 is going to say the experiment was a success, and he's going to go with that. He's going to base his case around that. Oh my god. What? 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 Oh my gosh. I am shook. All the professor's hypothesis is all currently under investigation by the British government. If it is deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant would be made available. The accused made use of the invention built on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Asman's life in order to be the sole benefactor of the grant. But... This disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim. Oh, so that's what he means by success. It successfully killed the man. That's what he's trying to say. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I apologize. I'm sorry. We can carry on. Thank you, Lorven 6. The prosecution's stance is clear. But you will now bring forward witnesses to substantiate your claims. Gladly, my lord. I know! Bailiff, show the first witness to the stand. Okay, so we got the accused and the detective. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. Why? Why are you bringing him again? He is rotting in jail. I don't want to see him again. I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question and in charge of the following investigation. Albert Hairbrain, that's a scientist. You were born in England, but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct? Yes, that's right. After graduating from university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery, which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at the Great Exhibition. What you demonstrated was incredible, alright? An incredible explosion. Ah! But the science! The science was a success! The instantaneous kinesis worked! Everyone saw it. They must have done. Yes, there was the terrible accident, but the demonstration that my hypothesis was a success. Well, that much is undeniable, as shown in this photograph taken by the forensics investigation team. This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take. This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it. The centerpiece of the exhibition, no less. Something is not quite right. And I think wax figures are going to... I thought it was a stab wound, actually. It could be a bullet wound, though. I think wax figures are going to play a very big part in this. The stolen wax figure is going to be a big part in this. Or a ketchup. Damn it, dude. That's right, my lord. It seems the victim rammed us straight into it. I see. Very well. We submit the photograph as evidence. So, photograph of the victim, a photographic print of the victim taken after he was ostensibly been beamed to the Crystal Tower. It shows an apparent stab wound to the chest. So, the explosion wasn't the killing, it was a stab wound. You gotta watch out for those. They're very dangerous. Yes, ketchup, the most dangerous thing on earth. As the court heard, the victim of the incident was Mr. Audie Ashman. There have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside for the time being, he was the man who financed the research for the experiment and the demonstration itself. Here's the thing. I see. But to summarize the situation. Yes. Here's the situation. Let's assume that the assman that we're seeing on the picture, let me bring it up. Let's assume that this assman is a real body, a real dead body that's being killed, right? But we saw the opening cutscene from this case that showed the assman walking into the experiment willingly, mind you. If wax figures are okay, I'm gonna be on this for a long time until we get to like wax figures. It's gonna be on my head, but wax figures are gonna be in play at some point. I know so. Let's continue anyway. The defendant is accused for taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct? Exactly. But couldn't it be that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus used for the demonstration? That's right! It must be it! My splendid machine! My poor, splendid machine! You saw it yesterday, didn't you? We can't even examine the records thanks to the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. Okay, did they find anything? If they found anything, now would be the perfect time to show us it, wouldn't it? What? The wreckage! The wreckage! But that being the case, how can the facts be established? How can it possibly be determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act? Yeah, because if it was an accident, we walk away scot-free. Extremely simply, my lord. I beg your pardon. Isn't that right, witness? Sorry? Me? No, your neighbor. Yes, sir. It was murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state with complete certainty. What? How can you possibly think that? Thank you, Inspector. I think we'd better proceed to formal testimony. You will explain to the court on what grounds you claim this experiment to have been a front for murder. Okay, let's do this. The final testimony. A front for murder. A car that went crashing through the Crystal Tower had a broken neck. I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam, the projection, that's all. It was my mistake. But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. It was a lesson on however you pronounce that, in his chest, where he clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart. So the victim was killed before he went anywhere, and this fellow is the only one who could have done it. Okay, you need to explain to me why, how, and why. An extraordinary business. In addition to suffering a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart. Information I could really have liked to have heard from someone other than the judge. The coroner says death would have been all but instant with a wound like that. You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused. No! That couldn't be further from the truth. I have here the experiment plan document that was submitted by the security team. The victim stood himself. Sorry. The victim stood himself inside something called the birdcage, ready to be beamed instantly. To the second level of the Crystal Tower, about 25 yards away. The experiment did not go according to plan, however. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended. Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materializing in mid-air. You know what this picture means, right? It means that if we do another investigation session, we need to get on top of an air balloon. Oh boy. From where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the Crystal Tower's large round window. My word! One assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower then. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident. A terrible accident. Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you. No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart. Murder weapon? What are you saying? This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. The prosecution will like it entered into the court record. Your request is granted, counsel. Okay, so we can autopsy report enter into the court record. Show me more. I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. And the only other person on the stage with Mr. Assman was a disgraceful excuse for a scientist. Then really, by all accounts, it must have been him. Hard to think otherwise, really. Very well, counsel for the defense. Proceed with the cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. I need to focus here. It's been a while. Let's do this. A front for murder. Okay, here's the thing. I didn't see much to glean from, so I'm gonna have to press a lot. So tell me about this one, please. Are you suggesting that's because he fell from a considerable height? Exactly, which highlights something else about this whole wrong business. What's that? The fact that the instantaneous kinexis itself was a success. Oh! After the explosion, the cage with the fellow inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in midair. I'm thinking. There has to be some reason. So, although the experiment ended in a disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinexis did actually occur. Remind us, Professor. What was the cause of the fatal disaster? Oh yeah. So a minor mistake, a minor miscalculation, right? So the angular projection is critical, is it? And you calculated it yourself, personally. Absolutely. The calculation is far too complicated for anyone but me to carry out. Sure, buddy, sure. Only you got it wrong. There you go. Yes! That's right. That's the point. The calculation is so complicated, even I can make a mistake. Do people fall for the brazen confidence? I should try it. It doesn't work, Rinosuke. We've tried. It took into account the subject's height and weight, the wind direction, the ambient temperature. I consider every possible variable. I just don't understand how this could have happened. Obviously, then, you had to include the weight of the clothes Mr. Asman was wearing at the time, I suppose. Brooklyn Comets! The answer should have been 3! So much for safety first. The 3 must be for safety third. Ah. So talk to me about the wound. Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense. I didn't think I'd have to spell this out, but here we go. Just because there were 2 fatal wounds doesn't mean that saying the victim had 2 lives to lose, does it? Too right. Shame safety isn't as... I know. It's like... Look. The science in the olden era wasn't exactly about safety first. It was more about, you know, trying to be on the cutting edge regardless of safety. Nowadays it's a little more safety focused. Hopefully. Hopefully. Obviously at first, we thought the bloke had died due to his spine snapping in half as well. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, I was doing something wrong. What's all right? First, Herbert, are you hiding something from the court? Sorry, I did it wrong. Should we leave him there in his zone as he just like doing stuff? We should leave him in his zone. It's 4! What the hell did he just do? Ah! What was that? I was calculating the neutralization coefficient of electrical charge required for electrolysis for of a human subject. I have to keep the result a secret at all costs, you see. That's why I ate the paper I did I'm working on. But now I completely forgotten the number. Dear me, I am a scatterbrain sometimes. The number was 4. Also, what the hell? Well, moments before you ate the paper, you did yell out the number 4. No, you know my secret coefficient. I don't know what the coefficient is for anyway. Oh dear. Oh no, this is bad. Oh my goodness. Perhaps you could just focus on the testimony. Yeah, let's do that. Anyway, I did a bad. Sorry. I didn't know you could do that. So let's talk about it. There we go. You're right. Obviously, at first, we thought the bloke had died. Okay. But you're saying that's not the case? You'll get your answer once I finish my fish and chips. You'll never finish your fish and chips. That's the problem, bro. If you don't keep bodying in every few seconds. But we all know that's a bottomless bag. Why am I Ryunosuke right now? Wrong button, sorry. The victim plummeted 30 feet into a glass tower. It would be reasonable to assume that as the cause of death. 10 out of 10 wood, fish and chips. Me too. Me too. Right. That's what we all thought. But it was a red herring, wasn't it? There was a lesson less... Yeah, that. The defense knew nothing of this crucial information. The prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning. That was the first we knew of it as well. I can only apologize for the impossibility of informing the defense. Sarcastic and insincere. Thanks! So, what was the nature of this sharp object? Among the accused's tools that were in use at the demonstration, one is of particular interest. This. I saw that before. Oh yes, that would appear to be some kind of screwdriver, wouldn't it? Ah! There it is! My trusted little companion, Andrew! You gave it a name. Sorry. Go back. You gave it a name. Andrew? Oh, sorry. Andrew. Of course. Do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends, like all my tools. Boy! If you need to call your tools your friends, there's something seriously wrong with you. Either you are very, but you ain't helping your case. Either you are very, very lonely, or very, very lonely. If you catch my drift. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm just gonna keep moving along. I've named it all, you know? We're what? I can't. We are one big happy family. I don't even want to know what you use your tools for, okay? Let's just add big happy family there, because I don't want to say the other word. Exactly, Judge, exactly. Andrew is my flathead screwdriver, of course. His brother Michael is a crescent. Or insane for science. That makes it illusions. Yep. I don't need to know about your flathead or crosshead friends. Boy. Well, it would appear that you believe that your beloved Andrew has a red stain in his shank. That's because this guy got too friendly with Andrew. Just saying. If you get friendly with your tools, don't overdo it. Please. Some KY goes a long way. That isn't... It's blood. Beyond all reasonable doubt. No. And that's not all. The long, sharp knife of this Andrew fellow is completely consistent with the victim's wound. There could have been more than one Andrew, just saying. There could be more than one of those types of tools. I mean, there's a bunch of tools in the store that look the same. Doesn't mean, just because there's one of them doesn't mean there's just one of those, right? Order! The court will enter this friend of the defendant as evidence. Andrew S. Damn it, that dude! Damn it! Okay, Professor Hairbrain's trusty screwdriver that is named Andrew. There are traces of blood and the TV matches the shape of the victim's wound. Which one, however? So one of Professor Hairbrain's tools is the murder weapon. Great. I know. You know I'm gonna repeat the last thing. Till the end of... You know, if it weren't for the fact Andrew shot him to the heart and you played with love back. Damn it, Wendy. You know, if Twitch went cracking down on like the sexually suggestive moment stuff, I would definitely create an assman emote. But of course, you know, I can't quite do that, so... Okay, tell me more about this one, though. What grounds do you have for saying that? You really need to ask. There were only 2 people on that public experimentation stage, in front of the whole crowd. The victim, Mr. Odie Assman, and the accused, Professor Hairbrain. And we know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive. There, I should do it. That's right. I saw him with my own eyes. Don't worry about that. We'll be fine. Furthermore, following the explosion and kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body. In other words, only someone on stage with the victim could have possibly done it. I'm sorry? Do you have anything to say, Hairbrain? Please, illustrate us.
Excuse me.
Professor Hairbrain, do you have some information that may be relevant here? Professor! Sorry. I was just calculating the optimal coefficient of electrolysis and isoprocalcus in the human body. And the witness stand is the best place for that because... It seems as though you might have something to say about Inspector Gregson's last remark. Yes, that's right, of course. He just said that nobody else could have done it, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed the victim, huh? I don't know, but... There's no way that I could possibly have stabbed Mr. Assman, as you said. Yeah? Explain, please, Professor. Of course, this cold-hearted policeman may not be aware, I suppose. But humans are warm-blooded mammals with blood running continuously through their veins. I had heard. Then surely you see, if I plunge something the size of Andrew into the man's chest, the whole stage would be a bloodbath. No, a blood swimming pool. Oh. There we go. Somebody with a brain, finally. But thousands of Londoners were watching me at the time. and yet not one of them claims to have seen a swimming pool of blood. Well, no, I suppose not. You see? No one. True. I didn't see anything like that. Well done, Professor. That was a great counter-argument. Yeah. Order! Order! I mean, you have to admit that's a good point. Pray forgive the discourtesy if I savor a drop from my hollow chalice to accompany my old friends adducing, whatever that means. Huh? Here's to you, Albert. Oh, you're too kind, Barack. But I'm really not a patron. Yep. No, you're not. No? Huh? You've neglected to mention one crucial possibility. I have? You're gonna say this, and I think you're wrong when you say that. A particular situation in which very little bleeding would result from a stab wound. I knew it. He's gonna say the murder weapon was still in the... adduced to offer as the example, reason, or proof in discussion or analysis. Thank you. I just don't know how to pronounce it, but thank you for the definition. That really helps. He's gonna say that the murder weapon was in the body as the body was transported into the air. But then how did the murder weapon end up on the stage? Because it was on the stage. So where does it keep on the... Oh, you weren't there for the last part? We figured out that he keeps his wine in his study. So he basically makes the wine. He doesn't buy the wine. In fact, I'm pretty sure he sells the wine, and that's how he keeps himself rich. That's his side hustle, selling wine. Yep, he has barrels and barrels of wine. Oh, of course. This is only a theory, though. Inspector, enlighten the court, please. Yes, sir. Where were we going with this? Give me some. Somebody's jealous of some... A mega pint of wine, yeah. I'll test them. So you heard it here first, people. Death Dude is going to test your wine until he becomes blackout drunk. Oh boy. Very well, you will amend your formal testimony now, Professor Gregson. Oh, so we're just amending it. The weapon the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body while he... The weapon the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body whilst he was beamed through the air. Impossible, because it would have been beamed. I mean, just grape juice? Yes. Grape juice, as we have explained prior in the Ace Attorney series. It's just grape juice, not wine. This is wrong. This has to be wrong. Because Ace Attorney series, of course. Why would you think that, Inspector? With anyone, it's only when you pull the weapon out that the profuse bleeding occurs. Once it's still lodged in the body, it acts as a stopper of force, for want of a better word. I see. You don't need a medical degree to be aware of this fact. It's common knowledge for any investigator. Here's Susan the Sun when you need her. I know. If you ask me, this block masked what he was doing from view with his body before stabbing Ashman in the chest. Then he beamed the victim off the stage with his fancy device, the screwdriver still where he pointed it. I would never do such a thing. Not in my precious tools. I would never use them for such dirty work. You only use tools for the intended purpose. That's common knowledge for any scientist. The fact remains, the lack of blood at the scene can easily be explained, as the prosecution has demonstrated. So that's all the testimony I have to work with. I had no idea the victim has been stabbed. That changes everything. Did Van Six keep that to himself until now on purpose or to gain the advantage? He just updated the autopsy report so you wouldn't know. It's common prosecutor stuff. Oh well, I suppose all I can do is press these witnesses for as much new information as possible. Okay, so it has to be the new piece of evidence. Okay, let's see what we got. Hold up. Hold up. Let's examine this real quick. So we know this is a crossbow, but it has nothing to examine. Thank you. Okay, scorch marks. I'll just... Oh, I haven't checked the autopsy report. Give me a second. Okay, name Odie Asman, 47, British. Hemorrhage to a wound to the chest that pierced the heart, inflicted by a sharp implement. Broken vertebrae, most likely resulting from impact or sudden fall of considerable height. Okay. What about you? What do you got to tell me? It's definitely like a... Did they shoot the screwdriver? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Did they shoot the screwdriver using the crossbow? That is my thought. Considering how insane the Ace Attorney series gets, that is... How do I say this? Not outside of the realm of possibility. I've seen this unusually shaped handle before. It's the same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill of the floor of the kinesis machine, which could be important information, so I should definitely make a note of it. It was found poking through the grill in the base where remains the machine. Very distinctive handle. Tell me about this. This is blood, Mr. Asman's, no doubt. This is the problem with looking at murder weapons. So this is the Asman's blood. And we know that this was found in the grill. Oh! That's what we need. That's what we need. It was found through the grill, poking through the grill in the base of what remains of the kinesis machine. So this was not, mind you, this was not next to the victim. Is this what the game is trying to tell me? Let me say real quick, because I think I'm right. I think I'm right. I think I'm right. Alright. Now that I inspected it. Yes! You say that while the weapon remains in the body, there's very little bleeding. Is that unequivocal? Look, there was no blood on the experimentation stage, even though that's where the fellow was stabbed. The only explanation for that is if the screwdriver was still in his body, stopping any heavy bleeding. It's common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world. Yes, but about this screwdriver. The thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves. On the experimentation stage. What? It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through a metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? Now you come to mention it, yes. Inspector, are we to understand that you permitted the defense counsel to investigate? That you contravened the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act? No, not at all. I wouldn't do that. I just let him look, nothing more. It was very clear he wasn't to touch a thing. Yes, that's true. The screwdriver was in plain sight on the stage. But it shouldn't have been. should it?
What are you getting at?
I know. If this tool has still been in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away by the machine, then it shouldn't have still been on the stage. Oh. That's right. It should have been beamed across to the Crystal Tower along with Mr. Assman, and have been found still lodged on the victim's chest.
Order! How do you explain this, Inspector? I don't...
It looks as though everything that the victim had on his person moved with him when he was beamed. If the screwdriver was still in his chest when the instantaneous kinesics occurred, obviously that should have been beamed to the destination as well. This is a strange situation. Even though people are saying that this instantaneous kinetics is a scientific impossibility, we're still basing arguments on the assumption that it actually did take place. Alright. Time to tighten the screws here then. My lord, if the prosecution is unable to explain this inconsistency in this argument, we can only conclude that the testimony given in support cannot be relied upon. Lord Vin6 is stumped. Don't destroy our argument. Please. No. Shut up. Do not talk. Do not talk at this moment, at this conjecture. You are not allowed to talk. Do you have something to say, witness? Yes. I knew it. He pairs out the equation. Hold. Mr. Naruto, don't worry. No, I have every reason to worry. You said some good stuff before, but please, the adults are talking now, so stay quiet. About what? Without delving into the details, there is no inconsistency. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Sew it shut. Please, don't. What? Even if Andrew had been lodged in Mr. Asman's chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved, and the remaining on stage is consistent with my calculations. You absolute asshole! You're an idiot, you know that. What? You are an idiot. You're an... My reaction exactly. Just like, whoop. You will seem your illusions have been shattered. Clearly we should hear the accused's explanation. Clearly we don't. He is demented. Yes, he is harebrained. Thank you. Or should I say, this brilliant scientist's explanation. Now he's brilliant scientist. Of course he is. Just when I found an inconsistency in the prosecution's argument. Scientist. Scientist, am I right? Very well. The defendant will testify again. Provide us with a scientific explanation as to why the inconsistency asserted by the defense fails to hold. In the name of Apollo, I will, my lord. I can't take this. You absolute, positively horrendous little vermin. How the hell am I defending you when you make it defending you almost impossible. It is scientifically impossible for me to defend you, you little butthole. I am beside myself with how stupid you are. Hopefully he's gonna justify it. Damn it. Ah. Oh boy. I am in need of 5 minutes of this. Oh boy. So, unfortunately, this is where you're gonna say goodbye. This is where you're gonna stop. Next time, this asshole has a lot to answer for. So we're going to talk about this in the next stream of The Greatest Attorney. I am hungry. Thank you, Gregson, and thank you everybody else who made me hungry. Thank you to, who else was it? Oh yeah, Sholmes. Well, and thank you, Rennie and VT, for the raid. It was awesome to see you around here. Thank you for everybody who watched, whether live or on the VOD. By the way, I need to edit that VOD. Please do not watch this VOD until I've edited it. Please. I ask of you. I beg of you. Fish and chips, everybody. And have a wonderful, fantastic day. And you little butthole, you are going to get what's coming to you. Oh my God, I am so ready for you. I am going to, come Thursday, you are going to